Hey YouTube, Kira Qualia here, bringing you guys my Dragonic Kaiser warning deck profile for January 2016. It's a really powerful deck. The Stride makes great use of the Kaiser grade 3s, being able to hit really strong rearguard column effects after the front row is taken out. So let's go ahead and bring you guys the deck profile. I run 4 Conquering Supreme Dragon Dragonic Kaiser warning. This card is a Stride where you CB1 and choose a face down card named Warning from your G zone, flip it face up, and it gets the effect. This unit attacks your opponent's entire front row, and every time the attack hits, you choose up to 2 of your rear guards, and they get plus 5,000 for the turn. So if your opponent lets, the entire attack hit, let's say they don't perfect guard, and they have 2 front row rear guards, they all die, your 2 rear guards in the front row can get plus 15, which is pretty amazing, making them super powerful on their own. And just for a CB1 flip up effect and having a heart with Kaiser in its card name makes this card a very valuable use in the deck. And I also run 2 Conquest Dragons. This card's good just because, let's say your opponent doesn't want to call front row rear guards for warning to abuse. Just use Conquest Dragon, destroy something else in the rear guard, and then your entire front row gets plus 10k. Just a good backup to warning. And I also run 2 Zoras. This card's great just because, it's a Gen Break 2 for Conquest and Warning, so you got to go into this guy first. And his effect is when his attack hits, if you do choose, your opponent chooses one of his or her rear guards, retires it, and then you choose up to 2 cards from their drop zone and bind them face up. So you can get rid of, cards in Legion decks that they'll make use of. Great card overall. And then for starting off with the main deck, I run 4 Dragonic Kaiser Crimson. This is the Legion that goes with Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion. His effect is a Legion and a Limit Break. The Legion, obviously you Legion to seek the mate, which is Kaiser Vermilion. And the Limit Break effect is once per turn. You choose one of your Legion mates until the end of the turn. It loses the cost for the effect. So you don't have to CB3 for Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion's effect. So you can attack the entire front row and have Vermilion gain an additional plus 2 for basically a free cost. It also has a Soul Blast 1 effect to choose a card in the middle column, and it gets plus 2,000. So overall, a pretty great card. And I also run 3 of the mate, which is Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion. His effect is obviously Limit Break, CB3. This unit gets plus 2,000 and attacks every one of your opponent's units in the front row. So great pressure, killing, pesky grade 2s and 3s in the front row, and a very easy card to use with the Legion. And then for grade 2s, I run 4 of the 12k, Dusty Plasma Dragon. Pretty simple, 12k. This guy can hit amazing numbers with warning, putting him all the way up to 27 by himself. And I also run 4 Dragonic Dragon Berserker Shatura. This is a CB1, draw 1 effect. Basically, if it hits, you draw 1, and you can bind 1 card in your opponent's drop zone. So not so much a kill effect, but so much as in fact, stops pesky cards in the drop zone. You bind them, and he can only attack the Vanguard, but he gets plus 3,000 when he attacks, putting him at an 11k. So great pressure early on, especially since it's not a Gen Break. Must have for all Narukami decks for sure. And I also run 3 Dragonic Death Scythe. I run 3 of this basically because you don't have to CB anymore, heavy for Dragonic Kaiser Vermilion. So make good use of your CBs. And then for grade 1s, I run 4 Anastasia. She's the unflip PG for Narukami, just because you do counterblast still a lot with Death Scythe, Shatura, and Warning. So 4 of these is pretty much staple. The most broke grade 1 is Crown Holder Dragon. Run 4 of this. When your opponent's Vanguard with Kaiser, when your Vanguard with Kaiser in its card name hits, you choose up to one of your other units, and that unit and this unit both get 2,000. So if this is in the column with the other unit you choose, that column gets plus 4,000 for the 1 hit. And like I said before, if the entire front row hits, this is adding plus 12k in total to this card and another added up total together. And I also run 4 Wyvern Strike Pig Lima, I think is how you pronounce it. We'll go 2 and 2 of 2 of this and 2 of the Stride Enabler. Just don't have any of the Stride Enablers at the moment. But if you don't have any Stride Enablers either, 4 of this is fine. Its effect is when this unit attacks, this unit gets plus 4,000 to the end of the battle. And it has the effect it cannot attack a rear guard. So it's basically a good booster or an 11k attacker, towards your opponent's Vanguard, grade 1 by itself. And also run 2 Rising Phoenix, just great with the Legion, Soul Blast power. Want to run 2 of those. Might even bump out, one of the Pygmias if you don't have the Stride Enablers for a 3rd one of it. Then for grade 0s, I run 1 Lizard Soldier Sashin. It's a CB1, put in a soul when the attack hits a Vanguard during the battle that this unit boosted an Narukami. You may pay the cost. If you do, choose up to one of your opponent's grade 0 rear guards, retire it. So early game, you can kill their starters, taking away, major plays from them. And then for trigger count, I run 8 crit, 4 Pollux for me, and 4 Draco Kid. If you have the one where it lets you, the Jin that you put into soul for +3, definitely recommend running that just for more soul power. 4 heal, and 4 draw. Narukami don't have any heals or draws with card effects, so I had to stick with those ones. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and Kira, Qualia out.